welcome, Anoop, to San Francisco Zen Center.
Oh, thank you, Jean. It's been such a stressful week for me. You know, with work assignments, juggling household chores, I've had some house guests, and I just wanted to take a day off and come to the San Francisco Zen Center, learn some meditation techniques, learn how to de-stress. Tell me, is that something you do here?
That's exactly what we do here. You're in the right place to learn how to drop your anxiety with all the things that come at you from every direction and to rest peacefully within them.
Oh, it sounds so peaceful just to hear you say that. What prompted you to become a priest?
I lived in Ireland, and a little like the ancient story of Shakyamuni Buddha, my life was quite successful, everything was going really well, and it wasn't enough. There was something missing, and I knew it wasn't success, money, car, vacation, nothing was making me happy. So I knew that there was something else, and I came here to find it.
And let me guess, it was the Buddhist way of life that was calling to you, am I right? So tell us a little more about it. Is that what the Zen Center espouses?
The Buddhist way of life is a way of being completely present in your own life, in your own body, without craving for things to be different. Accepting your life the way it is right now and doing one thing at a time, things as they come at you. So this is a really central part of our teaching, is meeting everything as it comes.
It sounds like ancient wisdom, but I've noticed that many of your audience here and your clientele is very young, and I'm not surprised given the hustle and bustle of the San Francisco way of life, the grabby corporate greed of Silicon Valley life.
There's a big conference happening in the city right now that we're associated with called Wisdom 2.0, and it is the way that technology can meet Buddhist teachings, how to be in this space with an ethical, upright lifestyle without being always self-seeking, craving money and success. It's an interesting meeting place. The practice is evolving in contemporary life, and we brought it to the West. It's meeting Western practice in a way that is becoming very fruitful. It's changing and evolving and offering something to people who are living contemporary life. So
it sounds fascinating. And although I grew up in India, yes. You may be astounded to learn that because I grew up in a metropolitan city, I never learned how to meditate. Okay. So I'd love if you could give me some techniques, take me through the steps. Is there an easy way you could just make my worries vanish?
The easiest way is to breathe, to pay attention to your breath again and again and again. When your mind goes running off to what I should have said to my boss and how my parking ticket is going to run out and all of that, every time your mind goes away, you bring it back to your breath. Just breathe, just breathe.
And that's easier said than done.
It's a very simple practice, but it's not easy.
I will take your word for it, although I'm going to try and practice it.
Just breathe.
Jean, tell me about the center. It's a lovely spiritual place. Has there been any life-changing story that you witnessed or you've heard about happening here at the center?
Everybody's life changes all the time. I think perhaps you mean that people come here, experience this way of living and take it out in the world and live in a different way from how they did beforehand. I think that I've seen that happen many times. People learn meditation, they learn our teachings. They begin to understand the Buddhist way of life, and bringing that to what we call the marketplace, the world outside the temple. It's like, how do you bring the temple to the marketplace? And seeing that happen, people living in the busy urban life that surrounds us and continuing to settle into that stillness in order to meet the difficulties that they. Going to look at how to sit and meditate.
Yes, please, and I think that would be a real challenge for me.
So first of all, you have to sit. You need to sit in a way that your bottom is off the ground, up on your cushion, and that your knees are on the ground. So if you scoot back a little, and your dress is perfect for this.
I did think to wear comfortable clothes, but I didn't
That was smart, yes.
How much maneuvering was involved in this.
So can you try and tilt yourself forward? Tilt your knees down, and you're going to keep your back straight. Is that? It's like a yoga position. So this knee is here, and this is up on the edge of the cushion.
Oh, the balance is more difficult than I thought to achieve.
In fact, it's really, really easy. It's a position that you can hold for a really long time once you get it right. So I'm going to get up and walk around and see if I can straighten you out round the back here.
And I thought I was doing this all right.
No. Pull it. I'm going to pull the cushion out from under you. Yes. Now, sit with your back up straight and put this knee down. And where are your feet?
They are cross-legged.
Yeah, so try and put one in front of the other.
Okay.
Now, see? This posture is actually called the Burmese. This is the Burmese, and it's the, it's the simplest of the cross-legged postures. The next one up, if you like, is the half lotus, where you would put this up on your leg, and then full lotus, which is the very difficult one, which I'm not suggesting you try.
Yes, I think with my decrepit knees, this is all I could manage at home.
So this looks good. Yeah, so push down a little bit more. Okay. Push yourself up, back up a little bit. Okay. So you're gonna sit in a way, really the idea is that you will sit in a way that you can stay still. The idea is still body, still mind.
Okay.
If you can manage to minimize, to limit the activities of the body, you'll slow down your heart rate, and you'll also slow down the mental activity, slow down the energy of your brain.
And that's the real challenge, because usually my mind is whirring away.
I know.
At the pace of an overheated motor.
And that's what minds do. If your mind were to stop, we would be really worried. Your mind needs to do that. But the idea is to let it do that without following it. We say you watch the mind go by like a train. Watch the thoughts continue in this direction, and don't invite them in for tea. Just let them keep going. What I'm doing is just sitting quietly, not following the thoughts. So the position for your hands, and this is also helpful, is what's called the cosmic mudra. You put your right hand underneath, your left hand on top, put your thumb tips together, and you make this nice circle with your hands and your thumb. And then you raise more complicated than it looks. And if you see this guy up here, yes, that's what he's doing. What we're trying to do is
Wise Buddha.
imitate his posture. Nice, look at that. You're getting this, yeah. So a bell will begin. Bell to begin Zazen. Zazen is the practice of seated meditation. And when the bell begins, you exhale. Drop your shoulders. Let your hands rest in your lap. Tilt your head slightly forward. You imagine that there's a golden string running up through your spine, through the top of your head, up to the sky. So you tilt your head like that and envision that line up through your back. And in Zen, where the open eye practice, we have this way of sitting with half open eyes. We call it soft eyes. You don't look, you just see. Your eyes are ready to take in everything that comes, but you're not pursuing the things that come. So sit like this with your eyes half open, and then you put your tongue against the roof of your mouth and breathe in and breathe out and watch your breath as it comes and goes. And a training that we use for beginners and even for very experienced meditators is to count each breath as it goes by, to try and focus the mind and help it not run along after the thoughts. We count each breath and count up to 10. When you've counted 10 breaths, you go back to the beginning and start again. And it's a really interesting exercise because it's very hard to get to 10. If you find yourself at 3 or 4 running after your thoughts, then you stop and go back to 1 again.
I'm glad you explained that.
Yeah. And if you find yourself, as I sometimes do, at 15 or 16, you weren't concentrating there either. So to just count 1 in and out breath, 2 in and out breath. And after a while, you begin to feel a kind of expansion in your inner world. When the brain stops swinging from tree to tree like a monkey, we call it monkey mind. When your body settles down, your edginess and irritability begins to fall away. It's like water in a pool that has been disturbed. And as the time goes by, the water settles. The dust and dirt falls to the bottom of the pool, and you can see clearly. You can see through all the little busynesses that blur our vision. So, then at the end, we bow again. I suggest that every day you give yourself the gift of 10 minutes of sitting quietly, counting your breath, watching your mind drift away, watching all your little dramas and intrigues fall away, and just sit in stillness with your heart like this. See how that goes.
I actually had a visual of all my worries flitting to the bottom of it, just as you said that.
Excellent.
And I think there's something to be said about this. I'm going to practice it at home.
Good.
And hopefully I'm going to get the posture right. Because I think a lot of it has to do with the quietness and the stillness of the body.
Yeah. I find myself, when a sudden drama happens in my life, that if I straighten my back, drop my shoulders, and exhale, that I can settle into a kind of stillness that allows me to meet all kinds of things just as they come, all sorts of difficult situations. It's great.
It is.
It is.
And I hope I can emulate this without your presence.
Yeah.
And remember the techniques of sitting right and just emptying my mind. I feel relaxed already, Jane. How did you do this?
Excellent. You did it. You did it by sitting still and paying attention.